So Rooms of Nothingness is a series that I have not worked on in a while, and there's a reason for that. Now, outside of the I guess obvious things, like if you've kept up with whatever I've been making since the third episode of Rooms of Nothingness released about half a year ago, which is crazy to think that. You would notice that I've done a lot of different things. I've done music, I've done different animations and whatever. Like I've done a lot of different things, and yeah, there's also just obviously my channel rebranding. That's also been a new thing that has happened since Rooms of Nothingness part 3. But also where I'm at in life right now has also changed a lot. Now I'm gonna get into that, but I'm gonna first say if you don't know what the series is, then for one, if you want to check it out for whatever reason, I have a playlist on my channel that you can watch every episode. Yeah, every episode, and there's also smaller things that are connected to it and whatnot. You can check this out if you want, but I'm also just gonna give you a quick synopsis, is that the right word? I think it is, of what Rooms of Nothingness is. So basically, it is a series that follows two characters, Diana Mayfield and Matthew Lewis, and they are both patients at a mental hospital, or I guess mental health center. The place is called Riverside Mental Health Center, and basically they are trapped in a simulation, kind of. Yeah, as a simulation where they are subjected to their mental health struggles that is controlled by something. Now, I'm not gonna say furthermore because I don't want to spoil anything. But I mean, I guess no, no, no. It does matter because I'll get into it. So anyway, where am I trying? What am I trying to say? So what I'm trying to say is that it is a psychological horror comedy, and it's heavily revolved around mental health, and at least trying to portray it in the way that I interpret it, because I've had my own struggles with that. And well, I that's kind of where I was writing it from. I was, or at least I was, yeah, I was writing it from. I was making it from the characters. I was incorporating my own struggles into the characters, and that's kind of where it starts. So this video is an update on what Rooms of Nothingness future is like, and I'll be attempting to draw something nothing related to Rooms of Nothingness because I am using a mouse, and I am not very good at drawing with a mouse, and I will butcher whatever character from the series or whatever related to it I try and draw. So I'm just gonna use these shapes here, and I will try and make something that's at least pleasant to look at. So let's just get right into it. So as far as what the future for the series holds, I will be honest, I do not think that I'll be continuing it anytime soon. And or again, now I say this because where I'm at right now in life, in terms of what I'm interested in doing, in terms of just everything, like I'm a very different person, like from from the person I was when I started the series. Now I know it's kind of cliche to say, but I mean, dude, it's true. It really is. Like there's no exaggeration in that. I cannot I mean, don't get me wrong, like I'm still me. It's just I've experienced a lot of different things, and I've also just had a lot of different ideas for things, and I just want a lot of different things, and Rooms of Nothingness just doesn't fit that list. And also, this is just a side note, I guess. Um it is very fucking difficult. Part of my language. It is very difficult to make. Now, that is not to say that I never had fun making it, because I absolutely did, and I want to make more stuff like it. Or at least I want to make more stories and whatnot. However, if I do make another story, I do not think that I will be going in the direction of making it similar to Ribs and Nothingness, with it being a, you know, decently long story that, requires me to actually, like, focus on it, because I could go with my original plan. My original plan for the series was to take it at my own pace and just it gets finished whenever it gets finished. Now it's not necessarily a bad idea to do that if you have the patience, which I do not. But also, something that did kind of hit me when, just because I think a lot. If you didn't know, if you probably didn't, because I don't think I've shared this, but I could be wrong. But I'm very much an overthinker. I think way too much about everything, and I'm often very much in my own head. And yeah, that's kind of an issue. It is, but the reason I'm saying this is because, well, it kind of, in one of these moments where I'm just thinking like crazy, I kind of realized that, wait a minute. Let's just say I'm not working on Rooms of Nothingness. Like, let's say I finished episode 4 tomorrow, for example, and then I still have more episodes to go. And how long is that going to take me to realistically do? Because my plan for the series when I was still working on it originally was to make it a series that consists of 9 to 10 episodes, bare minimum. I was trying to narrow it down based on the story and the plot and everything and all that, but that might take me literal years to do. And I don't know about you, but I personally do not know if I could make myself, you know, focus on a project for years. Now, I know this is not um I know projects like musical projects like albums, for example, can take years. That's not, but the difference is that I don't I'm not like I'm not a big artist. I don't have a record label. I do not have any type of label or any type of real expectations to make anything. So, you know, that's just kind of, I guess, a pro of being a smaller artist. You can make projects at your own pace however you want to. And yes, again, I could definitely just wing it and just say they'll be done when they're done. But again, the pressure, the mental pressure for me is always going to be there to get the series finished as soon as possible, because one, then it's off my shoulders and I don't have to worry about it again. And two, I can actually, feel like I can take on bigger projects. And like with Rooms of Nothingness, it is also, again, very time constraint, very not constraining, very time consuming, because it is an animated project and I'm a single animator. I do not have any type of team. I don't work with anybody else besides myself, and it is it I'll give you an example of how long it takes. Now, obviously, it differs for everybody. Like for some people who do this exact same thing that I do can probably make an animation in a few months. But now I will say that take this example with a grain of salt, because I was not this was my first ever attempt at making a longer animation, because prior to this, when I okay, because I've been making animations for about 2 years, right? And this animation that the first Rooms of Nothingness episode that I made was my first attempt at making something that was longer than a few seconds. So ended up being around roughly 2 minutes, and yeah, I spent 3 months on a 2 fucking minute animation, and that was extremely draining. Now, I think the second part took me also like a few months. Now the third part was not as bad because third part was a lot less animation heavy in terms of new frames. I was able to reuse a lot of the same frames. I just had to realistically change the face of the character talking a lot. Like if you've seen the third part, then you probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that is something that has been a factor in it too. The time and also just my drive to even do it because don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm upset about the series in terms of like I'm not disappointed about it because I am very proud of what I was able to make. And and it's also not to do with me. I don't want to say being lazy because being lazy would be like I have the drive to do it. I just can't bring myself to do it because I don't have any drive to do it. That's just where I'm at right now. Now, with that being said, I don't want this video to end off on like a bad note because I still have some more things to say. So I'm gonna say some, I guess, more positive things, and that Rooms of Nothingness definitely can return at some point. I'm not saying that this is the end all be all. Like for all I know, I'll take this back and I'll bring it back at some point. But right now, I'm really not focused on it, and I at least want to provide an update to people who actually enjoy the series. I don't know how many people do, but if you are one of those people who maybe enjoys the series, then first of all, I want to say thank you for checking it out. Even if you haven't seen the series and you just have checked out anything I made, thank you a lot. I'm extremely grateful forever to whoever watches my stuff. I don't know if it's I say this because it's true. I really do appreciate it. But anyway, so what was I saying? What I'm saying, right, is that currently, um, while I won't be working on it, nor will I be doing anything related to Rooms of Nothingness going forward, at least for now, until maybe either there's one day where I wake up and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make Rooms of Nothingness again, or maybe another option that I've thought of is if I ever have a team of people. Now, I don't. This is not me saying that I plan to hire people because I have no money for that, and I also don't want to do that right now because I'm not focused on the series. So why would I hire people for a series I'm not focused on? Anyway, so other things that could possibly happen with the series is a different style of it. What I mean by this is instead of it being animated, I've thought of different things such as maybe making it a comic. Like I could draw the pages out and then have the dialogue, and yeah, that's kind of another form that I've thought of. I've also thought of doing it in just like a book style, like you read the pages and you know what I mean. It will probably follow the characters or at least follow the perspective of Diana and or Matthew, whichever, and they'll explain what's going on. And yeah, that's kind of another thing I've thought of. And the last thing that I've really thought of, well, I guess there's two things. A music video that would be kind of like to finish it, I guess. But that one's very unlikely because I don't know, that also just doesn't I don't know, maybe instead of it being one music video, it's multiple music videos that a music video series, that's actually something that's not even a bad idea, honestly. That's probably not gonna be Rooms of Nothingness though, but that could be something else. I don't know, I would have to think about that. But anyways, or a movie, like making one long animation that includes Rooms of Nothingness, or at least gets pretty much everything that like all of the, like I would take all of the episodes that I've already thought of and put them all together in a movie. Maybe most of them, and maybe like the last episode would be just a single episode, or it would be all together in a movie. Now, this one's also very unlikely because that is also going to take me an extremely long time. That if I think taking the time to make animated episodes is gonna take me a while, then making a movie about that would be would be forever. And also another reason why it's so hard for me to get these episodes done is because I'll admit I don't like staying to one thing. I don't like forcing myself to stay to one project. Sometimes I work on multiple projects at the same time, and yeah, if I were to force myself to stay working on Rooms of Nothingness till it's finished, then I'm not gonna enjoy it anymore, and what's the point of making something if I don't enjoy it? And yeah, that's kind of where that's at. It's I take I've take long I would take long breaks. When I made part 1, I took, like, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think, before I continued working on it, but then part 2, I took probably a few months, I think, before I continued working on part 3, sorry, and then part 3, obviously, we're here now where it has been half a year and I still haven't even made any type of animation. I did work on on, like, a concept of like, it being a book, like a story form, but that's as far as I've gotten in terms of where, like, I've gotten with the series. Now, with that being said, that's kind of the end of this video. I have to finish drawing here. Let me tag it real quick so that I don't think anyone's gonna bother to steal this, but you never know these days, so I will just do this real quick. Okay, there we go. And yeah, so again, thank you for watching. Regardless if this is the first time you're seeing me or if you've seen anything else I've made, thank you. And I hope that you understand why I'm not continuing the series. Again, it's possible that I do work on this again at some point, and who knows, maybe I'll make something with the characters I have from Risen Nothingness, or maybe I won't. I don't really know. I don't wanna say anything that I'm not gonna follow up on. So all I'm gonna say is that it's possible. I'm not promising anything because I can't promise that I will continue it someday, but I can't not promise that it will never get continued again. But yeah, that's all I'm really here to say. So thank you for watching. I will see you next time. See ya.
Up right now.
Bye. See you. Bye.
Maybe we'll see each other again.
Goodbye.